No, I'm in it.
Yep, okay. There we go. ITVX, BritBox, I don't know what it's called, is Prime. We're going to watch episode 4 now.
It's not Prime.
No,
It's on BritBox.
I want to do a sort of summing up here. And what I want to say about Earthshock. I'll level with you. I, over the years, have sort of looked down a bit on Earthshock, and I've kind of viewed it from distance as being a bit hollow and all artifice. And I think it probably is. But as I think I talked about maybe with Black Orchid, and I made reference to the Beatles song, And Your Bird Can Sing, you tell me you got anything you want. And your bird can swing. If this is all artifice, then it's, I'm going to swear here, I don't normally, fucking good artifice, isn't it? I mean, it's all exceptionally. I could give you a list of what's wrong with this. Okay, the Nissa scenes inside the TARDIS with that woman who's never forgotten are just bobbins, right? I have no idea what the point of that is, and it's yet another black mark against not Nissa, and not Sarah Sutton, but just the way they've interpreted this character, because it's absolute nonsense. I've still got
I think that the point of those scenes were to increase the dramatic effects, like, oh no, and it will leave us orphans with no one to help us.
Yeah, and it does. Yeah, I can see it ramping up the tension there. Unlike Adric, who
Jesus,
I know, and
terrible.
I hate going on about it every time, but it's just the weirdest casting decision that was ever made in Doctor Who. Like, genuinely, the strangest thing. And bless Matthew Waterhouse, you know, the guy is part of Doctor Who history, and so it can't knock that. But my gosh, it's just moments in this that are just off the chain weird. It's just so bleak. Oh, by the way, the Sidemen are not Sidemen as they've been presented before. You know, Revenge of the Sidemen potentially, but they're so chock full of emotion, and that's their big thing,
And
isn't
they're
it?
all different heights. There's
They're all
nothing
different.
regulatory about them at all, and they weren't marching properly.
No, it's. I mean, but I have to say, David Banks as the cyber leader, who I've met, by the way, true story, who I've got a book signed by the way, I think does a really good job playing off Davison, quite frankly, whether he's a sideman or not. So we'll just have to accept that and move on with it. I think that Bell Reed's an interesting casting decision, but it works for me. I think that the crew generally works. I think my wife fancies the soldier dude.
I wouldn't go quite as far as I fancy him.
Tegan looks.
I'd get it.
Tegan looks good in the jumpsuit. Tegan shooting that Sideman is a slightly shocking moment as well, and I just think that all these things combined just add up to something that is. It feels flipping heavy. This feels heavy. Now, if it could be described as being shallow and hollow, I am on board with that argument, but and I'm going to use this word, it came up in Taskmaster, the chutzpah, or he said it differently, chutzpah of it is off the chain, okay? The set, you know, there was a gunfight that was rubbish, but it was just a mega gunfight, so it kind of gets away with it. And in the middle of it, you've got Davison. And this is, I think, from my perspective at least, where this Doctor's been heading up until this point, because there's no reasoning out of this situation. There's no way that you can sort of nice your way out of this. This is just deep and dark and mean, and Sidemen just don't give a shit, and they are going to kill everybody. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Davison's Doctor is not equipped for this. And that's what makes this story really kick, I think. That's what really makes this story kick, is that, you know, like the start of this episode started with 2 people dying, sounding like horribly, and it's just like Davison looks shocked. Other Doctors wouldn't respond in that way, but it works here. It really works here. And I think this is, you know, where, if we could have a story arc for the start of Davison's Doctor, I think it leads to this point. And we're going to watch the next episode now, and we will talk after that. Farewell. Goodbye.